Austria, 2,235 members, strong and growing.
Namaste from Vienna, India.
Vienna, growing forward together in India.
Vienna, India, 40,600 plus members, strong and growing.
Bonjour à toutes et à tous depuis la France et la Belgique francophone.
Vienna, growing forward together in the United Arab Emirates. 640 members, strong and growing.
VIA, growing forward together in Japan.
11,000 members, strong and growing.
VIA, growing forward together in Thailand.
4,000 members, strong and growing.
Yes!
En México. México, 6,650 networkers, fuertes y en crecimiento.
VIA, growing forward and strong together in Kenya. My name is Muraguri, the National Director VIA Kenya, and we are celebrating 371 members and 2 core groups.
All VNI members of VNI Hungary and Slovakia, all of our members, all the 1,200 members, wishing you a perfect convention, because growing forward together is the best thing that we ever had.
Sự kiện rất là tuyệt vời anh em ạ.
BNI, growing forward together in Brazil. 8,000 members, strong and growing.
Rastemo naprej skupaj. Hotline Slovenija.
Somos 250 empresarios creciendo juntos, comprometidos con el crecimiento personal, económico y social de nuestro país y del mundo.
VIA Malta, growing together.
Welcome in Vienna, Malta.
$4,500 members and we keep growing. Bienvenidos a Untitled Chapter.
Gradimo biznis dalje sa VIjourd. Pozdrav iz Hrvatske!
Viết sư, nhưng với chừng lại học thì nối tiền này để trongประเทศจีนจากกัมพูชีเวียนในกัมพูชีมีสมาชิกประกันตลอดชีวิตคนทั้งร้อยแยกแต่ผมคงไม่จะบ้า
DNI creciendo juntos en Costa Rica.
Siendo 20 miembros fuertes y en crecimiento.
VIjourd, growing forward together in the Philippines.
Growing forward together in the Philippines.
1,166 members.
1,166 members.
We have supported over 450 entrepreneurs to generate over 2 billion rupees of business in the last 12 months.
VIjourd growing forward together in Sri Lanka.
Growing forward together in Bulgaria.
303 годишно бизнес лидери.
50% повече бизнес през 2021.
Desde DNI Argentina les enviamos un saludo a todos los miembros de DNI del mundo.
creciendo juntos en la
370 miembros juntos en crecimiento.
Wow, I look forward to BNI's Global Convention every year, and especially the opening ceremonies. And so I hope you have a great Global Convention and fully enjoy not only opening ceremonies, but the entire event. There's going to be so many opportunities for us to learn from each other and to build meaningful relationships that will form a springboard for each of your businesses for the year to come. And so I want to say a special thank you at the outset to our convention team. They have done a magnificent job working for months to create this event and to make it a transformative event for each and every participant. So to the entire BNI Global Convention team, you have our gratitude. Thank you. And so all of our core values will be on display over the course of the event, especially Givers Gain. And we will be celebrating BNI member leadership, not only contributing referrals to other members in their chapters, but becoming community leaders, especially over this last 18 months. And so we are inspired by each and every BNI member, and we want to recognize them for the community leaders that they are. And so thank you and welcome to every BNI member worldwide. I want to say a special thank you to chapter leadership teams as they begin a new term. We want to support you in every way, at every step, and we want to say thank you for your leadership and your passion for all that BNI stands for. I want to say a special welcome to director consultants supporting over 10,000 chapters in 70 countries. Our director consultants do a fantastic job of helping members, especially new members, navigate their chapter and navigate the region, their country, and BNI as a global organization. Thank you to BNI director consultants worldwide. Executive directors and national directors work around the clock, lots of nights and weekends to support regions and countries, and we really appreciate the leadership, especially over the last year, from executive directors and national directors. Great job. And to BNI's global support team, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being so responsive to BNI members and directors around the world and working around the clock to make sure that the projects that our members and directors have asked us to work on get deployed in a timely way and have the intended impact. So thank you, BNI Global Support Team. And to each participant in BNI's inclusive leadership model, I want to say thank you as well. We have a number of advisory groups that we work with very closely to make sure that we are helping BNI members achieve their goals and go beyond. So thank you to all of the leaders involved in BNI's advisory groups. And finally, thank you to Dr. Meisner, who founded this great organization 36 years ago and continues to be a great teacher, mentor, and friend to so many of us. So thank you, Dr. Meisner. I want to say a special welcome to BNI members throughout the U.S. core regions. It has been an honor to be working with you even more closely than ever and to learn from you how we can support members not only in BNI USA, but around the world with our focus on traditions plus innovation. So thank you to all the members that are joining from the U.S. core regions. And again, thank you to our excellent convention team. This event is all about becoming a master connector. We all have the power to become master connectors in our communities around the world. And the organization, therefore, has that opportunity as well. And so BNI as a global organization has formed a number of really meaningful relationships, including with the International Franchise Association and with JCI. And in the year ahead, we look forward to deepening those relationships and also broadening them And we'll continue to look for opportunities to align with organizations that have a similar set of core values. And where aligning with that organization, we will find more benefit for BNI members and directors. And so we want to say welcome and thank you to everyone from JCI and also from the International Franchise Association. And so I want us to continue asking a question that we've been asking ourselves over the last year, and that we have found significant opportunity with. We've been inspired by members who've asked that same question as well. What can they do now that they could not do before? With more technology and training and tools, what are things that they can do now to serve those around them in bigger ways? And so continue to think about that question as you proceed through the next several days of Global Convention. What can you do now that you could not do before? Again, lots of possibility and opportunity within that question. And I encourage you to ask that question with your teams, and that will continue to spark new ideas and fresh growth. And so as BNI continues to develop as an organization and expand into new regions and countries, and as it continues to develop new technology, training, and tools to help members achieve their dreams, we are recommitting to member success, especially first-year member success, working with each and every new member especially to make sure that they get inculcated into BNI as a global organization. We want to also work with existing members to help them take their success to an entirely new level. And we want to make sure, no matter the challenge, that no member and no chapter is left behind. So we are recommitting to member success throughout the world of BNI. And so while our capabilities continue to expand and while our reach as an organization continues to expand, one thing continues to expand even further, and that's our care for each and every BNI member and each and every BNI director. So I hope you enjoy this event. This is a celebration of all that you have achieved over the last year. It is also a springboard for everything that you will achieve in the year to come. So enjoy this event. I wish you a terrific global convention. And with that, I will say, onward. No matter what the situation, you are a part of the BNI family.
Make a difference.
Thank you, sir.
Member effect is important because it is the single fastest way to grow a business today.
Welcome to the $10 million tutorial.
BNI values can point the way to a successful team culture.
Our 25th anniversary conference.
Morning, BNI!
Hi, I'm Dr. Ivan Meisner, founder and chief visionary officer of BNI. I would like to personally welcome you to the 2021 BNI Global Convention. Our theme this year is about becoming a master connector. Now, being a master connector means that your network is not only wide, but it's also deep in some places. In other words, it's not just your contacts, it's your connections that matter. Your deep connections that help you build a powerful personal network. I knew this when I started BNI in 1985. As a young man of 28, I knew I needed to build my connections and be of value to people in order to build relationships with them. Of course, that was long before the internet. So I sent out a letter to all of my contacts through the postal service. There were 2 pages in each envelope. One was a message that said, I really believe in networking and that it was an important way to build my business. In my message, I said that I included another page that listed professions, names and telephone numbers. I told them that if they needed the services of any of the professions listed on the same page, reach out to me and I'd make a personal connection, hence becoming a connector. So, why didn't I list the names and phone numbers of the professions? Because I wanted to become connected. I wanted to personally put people in touch with one another through the phone. This is the way I started my journey in becoming a master connector, and it seemed to work pretty well because BNI was an outgrowth of that technique. I was able to give many BNI members referrals because I wanted to be that master connector. Today, BNI is a beacon of hope in a sea of fear. Events like this help our members develop their networking skills. This is more important today than ever. In fact, today more than ever, you need your network. Today more than ever, you need BNI. You need your network around you to support you in times like this. The things you will learn at this convention can help you become a master connector in the 21st century. Immerse and engage in this event. That's my recommendation to you. I'll be here participating, and I might just see you in one of the breakout sessions. In the meantime, I have a kind of a fun announcement to share. You see, I plan on taking networking to new heights. Let's watch this short video that will tell you how I hope to do that. Hi, this is Ivan Meisner, founder and chief visionary officer of BNI. Back in 1982, before there was a BNI, I started an investment property company, which is now called CHIA Properties. I chose the name CHIA because I love chess a whole lot, and CHIA is the patron goddess of chess. In the past, CHIA owned the BNI headquarters building in California. Today, it owns more than a dozen commercial and residential properties in the Austin, Texas area. CHIA has enhanced my life greatly. It has allowed me to indulge my passion for fine art. It has also allowed me to travel to amazing places such as Necker Island. Necker is a private island in the Caribbean owned by Richard Branson. I've been invited there a few times, and it is simply stunning. Here you can see Richard and I playing a game of chess on Necker Island. He too loves the game. Back in 2007, about a dozen of us were in the Great House with Richard, and he told us that he had this crazy idea that he wanted to share with us. He then popped in a DVD and played it for us. it was a different recording than the one you're about to see.
A letter to my grandchildren. My dad, your great-granddad, was an extraordinary man, full of wise words. He would often remind me that life is wonderful, and it is that simple truth which has driven me as I built businesses, raised my family, and embarked upon my many adventures. You are at the very start of life. It is an incredible gift, and it is there for the taking. It will deliver highs and lows, but by living it to the full, by always trying to do the right thing, by keeping a childlike sense of adventure, it will indeed be wonderful. I used to think of space as a destination, but I now realize it's a journey of some amazing milestones along the way. Your lives will be transformed by space, and it will give your generation the planetary perspective in which the future of humanity rests. Now we're all in this together, fellow travellers on spaceship Earth. Today we pass the most significant point as our beautiful VSS Unity, along with the hopes and dreams of so many, became the first station built for regular passenger service to put humans into space.
Spaceship Unity, welcome to space. Jackie Page, $1 million view. Apogee.
Virgin Galactic has shown that when you set off on challenging but important adventures, exceptional people come forward to join the journey. People who are consistently by your side and on your side. People who share your dreams and people who help make them reality.
Roman to the right.
As I watch Unity and her brave pilots soar upwards into space today, my vision blurred by tears. I could hear your great-granddad whisper once again in my ear. Life is indeed wonderful.
At the end of the recording that Richard played, he took out the DVD, looked at me, and said, "You should do this." And well, as the thought of space travel raced through my mind, the idea of traveling over 50 miles above the Earth, experiencing weightlessness and seeing the world in a way few have ever seen, I responded immediately with a "Yes, I'm in. I'll do it," I said to Richard. So thanks to CHIA, my investment property company, I'm going to take networking into space. For the first ever networking on a spaceship. We really are taking networking to new heights. More to come, everyone. I'll let you all know as things progress. This is Ivan Meisner. Thanks for watching. I'm really looking forward to this adventure. I promise to keep everyone posted on how things are progressing. It should be a blast. Now, I'd like to transition to something that is fun and incredibly meaningful in this world today, and that is the BNI Charitable Foundation. The BNI Foundation was established in 1998 by my late wife, Elizabeth, and me, with the vision to improve tomorrow's business through education today. To date, the BNI Foundation has donated over $3.5 million to local communities in support of children. Elizabeth used to say that children represent 20% of our population, but they are 100% of our future. I love that saying. And I love what the foundation is doing. I ask you to watch this next talk and please support the efforts of the BNI Foundation. To tell you more about the foundation, I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce our next presenters. They are personal friends and colleagues of mine who have helped to keep the vision alive for BNI's charitable work. I would like to introduce you to the BNI Foundation Chairman, Kevin Barber, and Vice Chairman, David Kaufman. Thank you, gentlemen, for the huge commitment you've made to the foundation. I appreciate you. Let's welcome them in the chat bar, and thank you all very much.
Hi, I'm Kevin Barber, Chairman of the BNI Foundation. BNI is a unique organization, and the BNI Foundation is a unique foundation too. We help children around the world to get a better education. Underserved children, underprivileged children, endangered children. Why children? Why education? Because although children are only 20% of our population, they are 100% of our future. As adults, they will be our employees, our customers, our suppliers, our teachers, our doctors, our neighbors, and our leaders. It's today's children who will have to solve the problems that we have either caused, ignored for too long, or simply been unable to prevent. We don't help them because we feel sorry. We do this because it matters. It's the right thing to do. They need us, but we need them too. In BNI, giving is in our blood. It's the soul of everything that we do. Because Givers Gain is not just the best way to get referrals, it's the best way to create strong, thriving, vibrant communities for us to live in, for us to work in, for us to raise our families in. When we talk about a foundation, it's easy to assume it's all about money. Donations always help, but the BNI Foundation is not just about cash. It's a movement, a mindset amongst 280,000 entrepreneurs around the world, living the spirit of Givers Gain. not dollars, but doing. Founded in the US in 1998, the BNI Foundation has already been helping children for 23 years. And who founded us? Of course, no other than Dr. Ivan Meissner and his wonderful wife, Beth. We now have 11 legal entities in 11 countries, outside the US in Canada, Japan, Germany, France, Australia, Spain and the UK, Vietnam last year, and Belgium and India this year. But the BNI Foundation is about so much more than these 11 countries. It's a way for BNI members to support children in every country in which BNI is changing the way the world does business. We have two main areas of focus. Givers gain grants, money coming in, money going out. And the Business Voices program, which involves the time, the talent, the experience and the knowledge passing from BNI members to children in their local communities. Every country can get involved in a Business Voices project, even today. What's in it for us as business owners? Honestly, three things. We get a really, really warm feeling in our heart. We get visibility and credibility and reputation in our local community. And we meet new people. That's what networkers do. I want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who has donated. You have our word that 100% of your donations will be used for children, not for administration. Thank you to the monthly heroes, the monthly superheroes, to everybody who has donated to the Meissner Endowment Fund, where we have already accumulated over $500,000, the earnings from which will be used to help children forever. And to every single one of you who have donated large or small amounts on registration to this global convention, thank you. The pandemic has made interaction with children difficult, but we still had some great wins this year. Karen Klaas and her brand new team in Belgium raised 25,000 euros from auctioning a rare Japanese tree. Children in the US are going back to school confident with their brand new backpacks donated to them by their local BNI chapter. And 25 children in India who feared they couldn't continue at school through the financial effects on their families of the drastic pandemic of recent months are now going back to school because the BNI Foundation in India made that possible. And I know the foundations in Australia and the UK have been doing great work in the last few weeks, and many others no doubt also. We talk a lot about values, but until I joined BNI when I was 47, I had no idea of how important living a system of values would be to my life, my happiness and my success. They don't teach you this at school yet. I wish I'd known it when I was a teenager. Young people need to enter adult life knowing this stuff. The importance of building solid, supportive relationships based on the values we at BNI hold so dear: trust, respect, understanding, listening, honesty, appreciation. Relationships where they can help each other succeed instead of trying to beat each other. You know, a recent study recently showed that 30% of teenagers don't have an adult they can talk to about things going on in their lives. We need to change that. Yes, it's a big goal, and it won't be easy. But if everything was easy, we'd all be rich, happy, and slim. If the thought of helping children to get a better start in life appeals to you, and you want to know how to make your business and your region successful at the same time, please talk to us, kevin@bni.com. Remember, dreaming big dreams takes the same amount of time as dreaming small ones. Thank you. And thank you, Beth. Thank you, Ivan, for giving me the best job in the world.
About 18 years ago, I was at the BNI International Conference in California, walking through the main hall where all the booths were set up. And out from behind one of the booths came Beth Meissner. And she stopped me and she said, "David, what are your thoughts on children and them being a part of our future?" And I said, "Well, I think they're very important. And I think that anything we can do to help children further their education is really a great thing for us to get involved with." She said, "Wonderful. Come over to the table and let me tell you about being a hero or a superhero." So being a hero or a superhero means that you're going to donate money every month, either $50 or $100, sometimes more, and that money goes right in to fund our grants. So as you know, there are two parts to the BNI Foundation. There's the Givers Gain grants, which are $1,000 mini grants that we give throughout the year to support children in education. And there's the Business Voices side. Business Voices is our members getting involved in the local community, giving their time and their talent to solve problems that interfere with children in education. We've reached out to teachers and caregivers, sometimes it might be a homeless shelter, or anybody that's supporting children, and we ask them, what do they need? And then, being BNI members and great networkers, we solve those problems. Sometimes it's food, sometimes it's clothing, and oftentimes it's what you would expect, school supplies, backpacks, paper, things like that. And we go out and we solve those problems and we help those children. So remember, children are 20% of the world, but they're 100% of our future. So please, let us know how we can help you get involved in helping the children in your local community. The BNI Foundation is changing the way business sees children in the world. Thank you.
This world is full of opportunities to connect, learn, achieve, share. The business community does all of this for ourselves, for our children. Ambitious, full of potential, fearless and brave. Safe in the knowledge that they are supported, valued, needed. We're lucky. For some, this world is full of boundaries, because ambition without opportunity and potential without freedom mean absolutely nothing. Every child should live in a world where they can be fearless and brave. We are a community that knows one person can make a difference. Help us inspire the generation of tomorrow.
Can I wish some pieces?
Welcome back, live on the set from Singapore, and what an amazing opening ceremony. And one of the top global convention attendants goes to Graham Southwell from New Zealand. This is his 22nd global convention, followed by Steve. Right, Steve, you have 15. And I would like to share what makes us truly unique, or what makes BNI truly unique is this. Different people, different countries, different language, and different culture, yet we share two things in common. One of them is the language of referrals, and the other, the philosophy of giver's gain. That's right. And Dr. Argon Meister is always inspiring. Let's take space networking to the next level. Up next, we have Chisato Tomimoto from BNI Japan sharing her experience about BNI. And special thanks to Submarine Pants for sponsoring today's opening ceremony. And with that, check this out.
入会したての時は本当に自信もなかったし、本当に人と比べてたし、めっちゃ自分なんてと思ってたけど、3役経験させてもらってから、それなりに自信がついたり、もっと自分に自信持っていいんだと思って、そこはやっぱり自分の仕事にもやっぱ自信、やっぱお客さんに対してやっぱ自信なさげやったと思うんですよ、前までは。でも3年経って本当にいろんな環境でやらさせてもらったから、その分メンタルも強くなったし、そのあたりでやっぱりお客さんにもしっかり、対応もできるようになったなっていうのと、 本当になんか3年前はもう狭い世界にいたんだなっていうのが本当にわかるし、いろんな人の価値観をワンツーワンで聞けるんで、もう本当にそれが楽しくて、私は。そんな話聞くだけでこんなに価値観自分の中でも広がるんだと思って。私の VCP が上がったのは本当に白井さんのおかげやなと思って、富本はいいかって言ってくれる一言で、認知度もすごい変わったし、そこから依頼数も持って増えたし、本当に感謝はしてる。娘が3歳の時に BNI に加入したんやけど、なんか一回も行かんといてって言われたことはないし、逆になんか一緒になって楽しんでるなと思ってて、で、ズームやってる時もおとなしくしてくれてるし、で、私が電話してる時もおとなしくしてくれてるし、なんか今までこうやって3年間やれたのは本当に彼女のおかげかなと思います。私の後ろついてこなくていいけど、自分が好きなことやれたら一番いいかなと思って、私も好きなことだいぶやらさせてもらったので、私のわがままをいっぱい聞いてあげたいなと思ってます。
Welcome back, and now we have our first keynote speaker for Global Convention, and he's none other than Senior Business Lead for Google, Mr. Mike Murphy. There's no doubt that over the last 12 months, we have polished our digital skills to reach new customers. Mike is going to share with us and understand how consumers behave and think to lead to growth and through Google business tools. Please help me to welcome Mike from Google. At the same time, we're going to go over next to our BNI members bring Mike over.
Bật cam lên Tuấn Phong ơi.
If you are not earning your dream income now, you are actually losing it.
Bật cam
If you
lên.
are not spending quality time with your family now, you are actually losing it.
Chào mừng ông đến với hội nghị BNI toàn cầu nha. Năm nay tổ chức tại Mỹ.
Đây là ông đang phát trực tiếp à?
Tôi phát trực tiếp mà. Nó có một cái trang riêng cho BNI toàn cầu và tôi phát từ phần mềm ra.
À.
Phần mềm này phần mềm livestream mà.
Stream ra tôi thấy ông dùng cái phần mềm này, ông bảo là nó nhẹ đấy đúng không?
Đấy, nó có dịch, chế độ dịch nữa. Con gái vào đây học BNI toàn cầu bố. Chào bác Tuấn Phong.
Đây à? Đây là các chủ tịch của các bên nha.
Các nước.
Chào bác Tuấn Phong.
Này Google.
Xin chào bạn nhá. Con gái quý bố thế nhỉ?
Cái này là mỗi diễn giả, mỗi người là giống như anh Nông ở Việt Nam ấy, mỗi một người nước sẽ rất là nổi tiếng. Của tôi chuẩn bị sang nước ngoài rồi. Thêm ngôn ngữ thôi.
Thế cái phần của ông á, cái phần của ông là đi sang bên kia để giao lưu á?
Của tôi phải thêm ngôn ngữ thôi, MoMA có thể thêm ngôn ngữ được rồi. Như này mà, sang nước khác vẫn one to one vẫn nói chuyện thôi. Sang nước ngoài thì sản phẩm ông phải simple, giải quyết một việc thôi, không tham.
Đây đang ở cái phần là cái ông Mike Murphy này, ông ấy giới thiệu về bản thân đây đúng không?
Giới thiệu chủ đề speaker. Ông ấy đang nói là đây, ông đang nói là trong vai trò của tôi sử dụng hoạt động như một người dẫn đường doanh nghiệp đến với tất cả mọi thứ trên Google và về tôi xu hướng. Ông này là một dịch vụ về Google. Tôi là trưởng ông này là một đại diện Google. Đấy. Được chưa?
Rồi.
Nghe dịch nữa, nó có bộ phận dịch.
Cái này phần cái nền tảng của nó là nó tự dịch cho mình được à? Hay là ông là phải dùng thêm
nó có một cái nền tảng dịch nữa ở phía dưới. Nó có nền tảng dịch nữa phía dưới ở đây. Đây là các lịch diễn giả này, ông nhìn này. Nhiều lắm. Các nước matching đi hội ngộ BNI toàn cầu nó cũng thế mà. Chủ đề matching liên tục. BNI ông tháng tới ông đi của BNI Việt Nam đi. Ông đi không?
Cái mà chương trình là 29 đô đấy đúng không?
Không, đây là chương trình 29 đô, còn vé của BNI Việt Nam là 5,5 triệu. Và đăng ký gian hàng 5,5 triệu.
Tính cái nào sạc vậy?
Máy bên kia, cắm vào sạc.
Không vào được nữa, lỏng này.
Bàn máy mẹ.
Không sạc.
Lấy sạc máy mẹ. Rút thế 3 ngày hỏng hết à? Nó có BNI Việt Nam, các nước tổ chức tại Việt Nam, như Việt Nam là 5,5 triệu cho một vé ở khách sạn như này. Xong gian hàng nữa 5,5 triệu. Đi Việt Nam vui lắm.
Tôi đang lái xe một chút đấy, chuẩn bị tôi phải đi bây giờ. Có gì tôi hỏi ông thêm nhá.
Đi.
Our culture is
Đấy, cái sao của phòng mẹ
curious
đấy.
and data-driven, and that's
Ủa?
why we're
Sao?
Cái phòng của phòng mẹ đấy.
Today,
Cái phòng làm việc của mẹ cơ mà, cái bàn làm việc của mẹ cơ mà.
Thì đấy.
Không phải cái sạc này, sạc dây trắng cơ. Cái bàn làm việc cơ mà.
Ông để đây mà không có gì.
Cầm sang đấy mà sạc.
So we believe that true innovation happens when you see something 10x versus 10%. Our foundation is rooted in expansive, open thinking and curiosity backed by data and deep respect for algorithms. And today, Alphabet is so much more than just Google.
Bảo Thư ra phơi nắm anh Hùng kìa.
Google only makes up a small portion of the total Alphabet ecosystem. From investments in healthcare to tackling food waste with Google X, let's take a look at this 10x thinking in action. There are several very interesting sister companies to Google that display this 10x thinking. These investments are rooted in complicated problems that impact billions of people globally. From Sidewalk Labs, focused on solving big urban problems and creating a climate-positive city, to Waymo, where we've developed a software stack for autonomous driving surpassing over 20 billion miles driven. For those of you in San Francisco, and maybe visiting,
Có cái dây bên đấy.
Không có.
Bàn của mẹ, bố sắm cầm đấy rồi.
I'm inspired daily by
Đây là
the
dây của bố.
ambitious work that teams across
Ở đây ở chỗ nào?
Bàn làm việc của mẹ. Cắm củ sang đấy.
Not to mention are just hard, putting chips in clothing for digitalized music in an attempt to drive sports improvement. Or Project Wing, a delivery drone that has been approved by the FFA, testing last mile delivery. We've been running testing in the US with Walgreens and FedEx, changing the way that consumers are receiving packages or even prescriptions. These are all 10x future-looking investments funded by Google's consumer-facing products. Alphabet certainly offers some great
Có thể thấy
inspiration,
ở cái bàn
but
cả.
I work for Google. So let's talk about the best way to showcase some of that 10x thinking at Google, which is focused around artificial intelligence and machine learning. Google has been a leader for many years in solving consumer problems with machine-based learning, and it's applied across all of our products. So let's take a deeper look at a few examples. We'll start with Google Photos, one of my favorites. For those of you not familiar with Google Photos, it's a photo sharing and storing service. But the aha moment for me is that you'll never have to scroll through thousands of pictures again. You can find what you need immediately. For example, if I'm looking for a specific photo from the beach, I can simply search for beach, and the query will bring up all the photos I have with beach or similar landmarks in the background. Or if I'm looking to post a photo of my wife for her upcoming birthday, Google Photos can use facial recognition, where I can then select my wife's photo and see all the photos I have with her within my feed. Next, we'll move on to Google Translate. Google Translate is a free tool that enables consumers to translate sentences, documents, or even full websites instantly. All of these translations come from computers, leveraging a process called statistical machine translation, which is really just a fancy way of saying that our computers base these translations on patterns in large amounts of text. So instead of teaching our computers all the rules of every specific language, we let our computers learn for themselves by analyzing billions of documents and continue to grow over time. In the screenshot here, you'll also see that Google Translate continues to innovate, where here we can actually take a photo of a sign and understand it in different ways. Super compelling for anyone traveling abroad. Obviously, not easy to do in today's environment, but I look forward to hopefully visiting many other countries in the coming years. Next, we'll move on to Google Assistant. Google Assistant is focused on helping customers get things done. I personally use the Google Assistant across my home on a daily basis. For instance, when hands-free cooking, I can ask the Google Assistant what temperature I need to cook my chicken to, or how many ounces are in a cup. In my living room, I'm using it to turn on the Bears game, or pause the TV, or increase the volume. Google Assistant has certainly made things a lot more easier in my daily life. But a lot of things that we try to get done actually require a phone call, from scheduling an oil change, a haircut, or even a dinner reservation.
I'm actually about to play an audio of a customer calling to make a reservation. But pay attention, as the customer here is actually not a customer at all. It's the Google Assistant AI calling on behalf of the user. Let's take a listen.
Good evening.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. I'd like to reserve a table for Friday the 3rd.
Hold on one moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on a second. So Friday, November 3rd. How many people?
For 2 people.
2 people?
Yeah.
What time?
At 5 p.m.
Okay. And your name?
The first name is Daniel. That's Daniel.
Okay. You're all set.
Okay, great. Thanks.
We'll see you next Friday. Okay, thanks.
All of this would happen in the background, and the user would get a notification once the reservation has been made. It's really compelling to hear how natural the language of the assistant sounds on the phone, using ums and other language cues that makes it seem like a real human on the other side. There are many other examples of Google Assistant phone calls that you can check out on YouTube. And while I'm inspired on how this technology can help me in my personal life, I also like to wear a different hat and think about how this could potentially help my clients and partners. So let's flip this scenario around and think about the implication that Google Assistant can play for an understaffed pizza restaurant on a Friday night. The staff can be relieved from taking those phone call orders and answering phones all night and focusing that energy on other tasks, making pizzas, collecting payment, etc. This is really inspiring, particularly in today's staffing environment, where a lot of restaurant and other industries are not able to hire the talent needed in order to move the business forward. So now that we've talked through 10x thinking and how we're approaching this across both Google and Alphabet, I'd like to shift a bit into where we can leverage insights and data to drive our businesses forward. And to be honest, it starts with a lot of data. Google may have the most
cho tôi công ty công nghệ MoMA Global. Công ty công nghệ MoMA Global đâu?
And consumers are always turning to stay informed, be entertained,
MoMA
find new ideas. And that gathers a ton of insights, not only across search, but also on YouTube. YouTube is a large portion of the Google ecosystem today, and it continues to grow over time as we see consumers shifting from traditional television to OTT, CTV engagement. We've actually seen YouTube have significant growth on TV screens over the last year throughout the pandemic. And all of this really leads to a ton of compelling insights and data that I can share with brands that I partner with in order to help them alter their products, creative, and marketing strategies. So let's walk through some specific examples. I'll start with an example from Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, where we've leveraged Google Trends to understand how Popeyes and Chick-fil-A played with each other in each geo-region. You can see here that prior to Popeyes chicken sandwich launch, Chick-fil-A actually dominated consumer interest across many regions across the United States. But if we look just a month ahead of time, or a month ahead in the future, we'll see that Popeyes' very buzzy chicken sandwich launch had the map looking very different, showcasing how Google Trends can help brands understand what's happening not only for their business, but also for the competition. Popeyes had massive success with the chicken sandwich launch, which so much that they were able to win popularity across several new markets, and the demand, as you know, has since even further scaled. Here's another view of the data on a geo-region where we can understand over time where those spikes happened for Popeyes to surpass Chick-fil-A. So how could this data have been useful? Leveraging search insights could have been invaluable, helping Chick-fil-A respond to the rising chicken wars and understanding where Popeyes was gaining popularity, potentially shifting their creative messaging within specific markets where they were losing share, or increasing budgets to ensure they had higher coverage. We also provided chicken war insights across the industry throughout the chicken wars as it heated up across pretty much all QSR brands, with even Taco Bell entering the ring. We've been able to leverage things like Google surveys, etc., to understand where consumers were finding interest in these products and how these brands could shift consumers' perception to try their chicken tortillas.
We've also offered a lot of insights to our partners throughout COVID, and I'm proud to have been able to support my partners with a ton of data to help them support their businesses during such a disruptive time frame. Many of our partners have had to close dining rooms and get creative on how they would approach marketing to consumers in such a rough time for so many individuals. The example you'll see here showcases a dashboard we created that tracks not only consumer mobility, but also the recovery mindset on a geographic region. It includes many factors like state restrictions, as well as the likelihood for people to go out. On the top right means things are normal. Consumers have a high mobility and strong recovery mindset in all of these geographic regions, where the bottom left means total lockdown, low mobility, restricted mindset. So how is this helpful to brands and partners? They can actually start to think about how they would want to speak to different consumers within these buckets so that they can have the most relevant message and influence to the best ability. The example we'll talk about here is Hershey, who leveraged this tool for their Halloween campaign in 2020, which focused their creative messaging around mobility and consumer recovery, showcasing a more homebound creative for consumers who were in the recovery mindset and showcasing a more lighthearted opportunity for those who had higher mobility and a higher recovery mindset. And they drove excellent results, with 80% rise in e-commerce sales and higher Halloween sales than 2019, which is really impressive during the pandemic. They also boosted their seasonal market share by over 4 percentage points. Throughout COVID, we had focused on helping our partners plug into this consumer zeitgeist and provided insights that supported new relevant limited time offers like a larger piece chicken nugget meal for families or carryout and delivery innovation. Some example insights here are the rise in customer insights in their curbside pickup, which had 3,000% growth year over year, or contactless delivery, which was up 4,000%. By sharing these insights with our partners, they were able to pivot their offerings and creative messaging to make the biggest impact. Some specific examples to speak to is Domino's Carside Delivery. Domino's was able to create a safe option for customers to pick up their food without having to go into the restaurant. Or Pizza Pedestal, an innovative tool that allowed Domino's to deliver pizzas contactless without just dropping the pizza on the floor or on your doorstep. Super innovative in a way to reach consumers and provide them with solutions during a crazy time frame within the pandemic. KFC also leaned into a lot of these insights, but more just on a creative level, making small tweaks and changes for family meals and ensuring they were using language like family feast in their creative. But brands have really been leading into these insights from Google long before COVID. And I'd love to show some more positive examples from brands who have leaned in prior to the pandemic. Let's start with an example from Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Let's take it.
Going back to school can be tough on kids, but it's an emotional roller coaster for parents too. Nervous parents want to show support, but aren't always sure how. Enter Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats, Google Trends, and YouTube. Using Correlate, a tool within Google Trends, the Kellogg's team discovered a strong connection between school snacks and lunchbox snacks. An idea and a new media strategy was born. Using customizable packaging, Kellogg's could help parents make an emotional show of support and ensure their kids get a great snack at school all at once. Leading up to back to school, Kellogg's turned to Director Mix, a new video builder from Google, to introduce the concept of the right-on wrapper. Director Mix enabled the creation of more than 110 custom 6-second ads, each designed as a specific response to a particular video on YouTube. The more personalized Director Mix ads were twice as effective as the non-personalized ads. The campaign continued throughout the back-to-school season with emotional 6-second, 15-second, and 30-second YouTube spots that drove best-in-class.
Này nói gì đấy? Anh nói gì đấy? Vả miệng ra.
The more personalized direct mix ads were twice as effective as the non-personalized ads. The campaign continued throughout the back-to-school season with emotional 6-second, 15-second, and 30-second YouTube spots that drove best-in-class.
Anh nói ở đấy vả miệng ấy nhá. Anh nói như thế là học hành kiểu gì hả? Bố mày là thằng nào ấy? Bố mày trong này không à? Đi về vụt cho trận giờ. Anh nói như thế à?